Intro music?
I don't have an intro music yet. We are live, by the way, since we're just sitting there chatting, and so we are live. But no, I don't have intro music because I'm not cool enough yet. You know, I got to get with Gary, as Gary can be my co-host on this, and he can just start jamming some vinyl. Yes. And we'll rock and roll. So anyway, we're live, everybody. So we've been sitting here just chatting back and forth, and I just pushed the buttons for us to get live. And so I'm here with Dayna Miller, the Vice Mayor of Alachua, and also she is with Waste Pro. And so Dayna is connected all over the place. Everywhere I go, someone knows Dayna. Everywhere I go, it's like, oh yeah, I know Dayna. And like, how Dayna knows people everywhere. I could go to Alaska, I really think, or even Antarctica, and they'll be like, yeah, Dayna, I've seen Dayna. And so I know that'll happen. So Dayna you're about to be president of the Lions Club, right?
I am, starting in June.
Yeah, so it's about to be president of the Lions Club. You're a member of the Elks. You were the president there, like the grand.
Yes, I was what do they call it?
Yeah, the grand poobah. What do they call it?
Okay, exalted ruler.
Exalted ruler.
And I did that. I
love that name.
Years.
I just
don't you love that?
I want to be an elk to get to that position because exalted ruler. Because then I could come home and say, Crystal, I am the exalted ruler. Although I don't think it would go very far.
No. No.
So you're a member of those two organizations. You're a member of Chamber, ABL. You're a member of this League of Cities. You're a member of. I mean, I can't even keep up. And you know, because you came in, you know, and you've been with Waste Pro for a long time, and then you've gotten involved with city government, and so you've just been connected and get involved in everything. Oh, Kiwanis too. That's another one. I mean, and so that's sorry, it just popped in my head. So you're one of those people, and that's why I wanted to bring you on the show. Is you're one of those people that's kind of in the know because you're everywhere, which I don't know how you managed to do that, but you are everywhere. And so I wanted people who may not know who you are, which is I don't really know anybody doesn't, but so this will be a repeat for everybody. But tell everybody a little bit how you came to the area. Who you are, and you know why you're important.
Oh my God!
Why you're an exalted ruler.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not important. But how I got to I was born and raised in Connecticut, and when I graduated high school, I came down to Jacksonville to go to JU, and came here to the Gainesville area to raise my kids because we had felt it was a good area, a good place to raise kids, and came to city of Alachua to live back in 2007 when I got remarried. So that's the chronological, how did I get here? Started working for Waste Pro right about that year, 2007-ish.
So
it was an opportunity.
For a while.
Yeah. And I didn't know that it was one of those, I'll go ahead and try this out. I was actually doing insurance at the time, working for a State Farm agent, and I thought I'd give this sales opportunity with Waste Pro a chance, and here I am 13 years later.
And you've put Waste Pro on the map around here, I'll tell you. I mean, people know about Waste Pro, not just because they see the trucks around,
right?
But because you're talking trash all over the place. So that's
I'm always talking trash. Always talking trash. Well, one of the things that I love about working for Waste Pro is the philosophy of giving back to your communities. A lot of our business is dealing with cities and counties and towns, and our CEO and owner feels very strongly about we're just not the garbage guys and girls, but we get really involved in each community that we service. And that's a philosophy that I grew up with. I'm the product of a nurse and a middle school teacher. So I grew up really immersed in giving back, and I didn't realize that wasn't an option. I mean, it just never occurred to me that you don't give back. So that's how I was brought up. And I remember as a little kid, running across the street to the convalescent home that was across the street and just volunteering to sit with some of the older people play games with them just so that they had some interaction. And it never occurred to me that that's not how everybody is. So, so the philosophy of Waste Pro fit right in with how I grew up and how I was raised. And so I guess in a way you could say Rotary has a good phrase, service above self.
Yeah.
And
which is another one you're a member of, by the way.
It is.
Yeah. I thought I'd throw that in there.
I know. Thank you. So I try and live by that all the time. I mean, it just comes naturally to me. It's what I do. It's like a calling, I think. And hopefully I've passed some of that on to my 2 children who are adults as well. But that's how I got here to Alachua, and that's how I got with Waste Pro. And that's why I stayed with Waste Pro. Actually.
Yeah, and Waste Pro's really done. I mean, they do give to the community. I've seen them contribute to events. Their sponsor stuff. They're constantly being involved. I see it all the time. When they come through here, I mean, my son and daughter now both want to be garbage man, riding on the back of the truck. That is their 100% goal, because they love those guys. They come through, they beat the horns at them. They love the trucks, and they come through. They spend that moment of time just because if you think about it, you're on that truck, you're driving the truck, you stop. Stop. I mean, you're stopping at every house. That's a lot of stops constantly throughout that neighborhood, and you got to grab everything. Sometimes stuff falls out. You got to go pick it up. I mean, it's a job. That's a lot of work, in and out, in and out, in and out. So to take that moment that it takes, or when my kids hear that truck and they tear out of this house to go see it, and they beep the horn, they wave at them, that little bit just makes their day. And they just love these trucks. And so beyond that, though, I've seen with the financial commitments that Waste Pro has done to the community, what they're doing to try to make things better for everyone here. And now through this whole Corona thing, how these people, I mean, the employees that are on the front line, you're dealing with the stuff that could be infected, and so you guys have been taking precautions and training and being able to make sure that your teams are doing the right thing and still providing the service. It just imagine if you guys said, no, we can't do this because it'd be a mess.
It was a no-brainer, but obviously we were thrilled to be designated an essential service. We want to keep picking up the garbage and the recycling and the yard trash. And I mean, I want my guys and gals working, making a paycheck. I mean, and we had said we are going to work regular schedule as normal as can be until we're told we can't, or we physically can't. I had to have some really frank conversations with all of our customers, the cities and the counties. I had to have the what if conversation, which was, if my employees start coming down with the virus and I'm down to a skeleton crew or no crew, what are we going to do? How are we going to keep the garbage moving so that it's not sitting on the curb, and everyone was very appreciative of that conversation and very proactive. And that's not our goal. I mean, we want to keep going. And so internally, we've taken precautions internally at each of our offices and yards and locations internally to protect our employees. But we can only do so much because we don't know necessarily what they go home to or who they go home to and who they're working for. So we can only do so much. And thankfully, so far so good. But because everybody's been home, the garbage are heavier, the yard trash loads are heavier, so the hours are getting longer for my people. So we need the public to help us help you continue keeping the streets clean. I don't want them put in a position where everything's so heavy that they're filling up trucks so much faster that we have to roll over to the next day and the schedule gets all crazy. So,
and you guys have a flyer that you have. We could share that.
Yeah.
that I
Show
think
the
will help
flyer.
people.
Yeah. This will
And
be coming. I'm reaching out this week. This just came out this week. I'll be reaching out to all of our customers to ask if they can put this either on their website or social media or email newsletters or however it is they print it and post it at the post office, however it is they communicate with their residents and businesses. But this is a one-page flyer. It's quick read. Some of it is stuff that we've always asked for, and some of it is a little bit additional specific to the virus situation. So,
yeah,
I
so
know,
it looks like putting the carts out on time, no plastic bags or
right,
tissues in the recycling.
right.
So, and when you're doing the recycling, don't load it up with, plastic bags in there, and
No.
you don't want all a bunch of paper in there because it just really messes it up, and someone has to pull this out.
Right.
And so,
right.
So when thinking on the recycling, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, but if
Go ahead.
you put together your recycling, you want to make sure that you're folding your boxes down.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that on the plastic bottles, you want to take the caps off, right?
Take the cap off.
And rinse them out, right?
Yeah, rinse them out, and if you can, let them dry out. We don't want a whole, but because with the commingled recycling, you want to keep the cardboard and the paper as dry as can be.
Okay.
So we're trying you don't want
because when it goes to the facility, it's going down a conveyor, right? And then if there's junk in there, literally someone's pulling this out.
Yep.
So to make it easier and safer, and let's all play on the same thing, let's not junk up the recycling with trash that you think is that you're just throwing it in there because you don't feel like separating it. Take the 1 second it takes to just do the couple of things to make it easier for everyone and protect someone's life, on this, so rinse the containers, make sure they're all empty and dry, and no plastic bags and tissues. And
there's a phrase that has come up recently called wish cycling. And what's happening is people are putting stuff in the recycling because they hope it can be recycled. So one of the greatest examples is garden hoses or Christmas lights. The best thing to do, like for City of Alachua, for example, if you ever have any questions about what you can and can't recycle, go to the City of Alachua's go to your city's web. It doesn't have to be City of Alachua. Go to your city's website, see what's listed on there, because I recognize we're live, we're talking to other people in other areas. So what applies right here in the City of Alachua may not apply where they're living. So I don't want people to get confused. I want them to go find out. Because,
go to your city, because the trash companies usually are working with the city. And they have a specified contract on how things are done. So that's where you want to direct your questions to the city so you can get the answers of what you need to make sure you do this right. And making sure that when you're putting bags in the trash, tie them up so they're not. So when the machine's dumping it out, and you have it packed this full, the lid's not all the way down, and it starts to go over. If the stuff falls out, it's in a bag. So therefore, it falls, it hits the ground, it's in a bag. You can pick the bag up and throw it in.
That's the big thing.
That cleans everything up and makes it easier. So if we can do these things just to help the guys and gals out that are actually doing the work, then and also put the cans separate, like 3 feet apart, right?
Yep. 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. So the can's 6 feet apart. So we want to keep the cans 6 feet apart. Hey, Summer. Come on in. Go ahead. So go ahead. So
is your technical assistant there?
My tech assistant is coming in from outside. She says she has to go potty, so we're gonna make sure she goes.
Very important. Yes.
So go. So, and that's part of working at home. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm waiting for my 2 4-legged fur babies to pop up at some point here, but they're being very quiet right now. So
I was going to ask you, you're currently having to work at home as well, right?
Yeah. I can work from home. My position allows me to work from home normally, but I like to go to work. So, because the closest office that WastePer has is also in Alachua, I have an office there. But I chose a few weeks ago, it was time to come home and work from home, and just be sure, just in case.
Yeah, it's right now, it's better be safe than sorry, bottom line.
Absolutely.
So let's shift gears really quick and talk about you were, you're working Waste Pro,
Changing hands.
and you're meeting lots of people, you're getting involved in the community, you're a member of every single civic organization known to man, and so
crazy.
you're everywhere. So you say, you know what? I want to get deeper involved. I think I'm going to be a commissioner.
Well, not quite.
What happens there? All of a sudden, you're a commissioner, you're vice mayor, you're president of the United States. I mean, what happened here?
No, what happened was, I'll take you back to high school.
Oh, good. Wow. Okay, here we go.
We're gonna get. Thank God there was no social media back then. When I was 10th grade, I applied for and was awarded the prestigious position of being a Senate page in the United States Senate for Senator Lowell Weicker from Connecticut. And that is really what prompted my interest in politics. That's really what sparked the fuse. And so I was there for, normally the pages, President Obama got rid of the page program, but up until then, the pages normally would go for a whole school year. Senator Weicker broke his down in 2-month increments to give more kids more opportunity. So I was there for 2 months, 2.5 months, working on the Senate floor. If you kind of go back in time and you remember C-SPAN, you remember seeing the Senate pages and the U.S. House pages sitting on the steps that led up to the speaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were there. Yeah. So that was us. And it was a great experience. Most incredible experience. That's another show for another day. But that's what introduced me to politics. And
that
then
would be a follow-up show, actually, to tell people about that. That would be an interesting story. It would be.
Oh, Lord. So that's how it started. And then going into working for Waste Pro, I started out as commercial sales, like restaurants and just individual businesses and selling services. But then Waste Pro created this municipal marketer position, recognizing the fact that it needed a liaison from operations to the municipalities. And that was really right up my alley. So I internally applied for it, got the position. That was in 2010-ish. And then it was just kind of a natural, organic progression, because I was dealing with politics and government on a daily basis. And it was just kind of natural progression. I started out, I applied for a board position on the Citizen Advisory Task Force with the city of Alachua.
Okay.
And I was there.
But that seems to be something that, sorry to interrupt. I just thought.
No, go ahead. Yeah, do
so
it.
if you're thinking to get involved politically and in government, usually the steps is to try to start getting involved on the ground floor of committees, learning what's going on, and not just saying, I'm part of a political party and I'm going to change it and I'm going to get in there. And it's just and you get in, it's like starting a job you've never been trained for.
Exactly.
And so so you're going in and you're learning kind of from the ground up that way.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I had a step up because of my involvement on the private sector side, dealing with governments, but you still don't know. I mean, there's so much to learn. And so I was on the CATF for a couple of years. And then from there, I applied to be a board member for P&Z, planning and zoning.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what P&Z. It sounded like you said
P&Z.
I know
nobody knows.
You work for the bank.
Yes, exactly. No. So then I was on there, I think it was 3 or 4 years or so. I mean, I did not wake up one day and go, I want to be a commissioner. I mean, that's just not, no. I totally agree with you 100%. You need to get involved. You need to there's so many opportunities to be involved. Like, for example, Gary Coher, he's on the Park and Rec board.
Yeah.
And that led him to going into being the representative for Wild Spaces Public Places. And so he's learning a lot on that side of it. I went the other side of the planning and zoning, but there's so many opportunities for regular citizens to get involved with their government.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do. My biggest thing, I just want playgrounds. I just playgrounds are what I want.
I know.
And
Gary,
look at
Gary.
This. Look at this.
Gary,
guy.
you had your chance.
And I'm going to actually do just so everyone knows, I'm going to do a follow-up with Gary. We're going to do another show because when we did our show, he was my first guest and my internet was really bad.
Yeah.
And it was like breaking up. And so I'm going to get Gary back on and we're going to do it again. And that way people can actually listen to it and not be annoyed because Gary's talking and people are like, oh, this is great. And Joe talks and they,
right.
I can't take it. So
that's how it was.
So that's what we're doing. And so Gary's watching and he's listening.
Oh,
he's listening. So, and he's excited. He's going to be on the show again. So anyway, so that's, I think is important for people that are thinking, especially on the local side of politics, is to get involved. And the thing I like about you too, is you don't get into the party part. You're not is like, I am this party or that. You really do listen to the whole picture. And I do enjoy that part of it. And so that is a good thing. So anyway, you got involved there, and you're in the planning and zoning committee.
Yeah.
And so things are happening, and you're learning more, and you're getting more involved, and so next thing you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Next thing I know, a commissioner position opened up because the commissioner resigned. He had 1 year left. 2 years left on his term. And so.
And it wasn't a negative thing that he had to. It was
not a negative thing.
It was a positive thing. It was there was a promotion of family members, right? Wasn't that the situation?
Yeah. There was another family member working for the city that got promoted, and so he felt like the right thing to do was resign. So that there was no conflict.
It's like an honorable situation. So I wanted to clear that up, make sure people don't say, "Oh, what's going on?"
Whoa,
it wasn't anything like that. It was just that, you know what, we have a promotion, and we don't want any kind of controversial there. So so he stepped down and had to kind of restart his life a little bit because he was really ingrained there. So and he's done a great job. So I just wanted to lay that out.
He's doing great. So that opened up the commissioner position, and it was so close to the election that per the charter, the commission put out the word that they wanted to, take applications to appoint someone to fill in. I think it was like 6 weeks until the election. Mm-hmm. Now that didn't guarantee whoever got that appointment. That didn't guarantee them to continue. They had to choose to run for office at that point or not.
Yeah.
So I applied for the position, and another P&Z member also applied with me at the time. And then the short story is we got to the commission meeting where they were going to be hearing from both of us and making their decision and voting. And the other P&Z member decided that she would back out of it and support me. So I got appointed. And then separately, I chose to also run in the upcoming election to continue in that position, hopefully, and which I won.
Yep. So, and then the next term came up, and you've been doing such a good job. No one even bothered to come up against you. I mean, I should have run against you just to make controversy.
You should have. It would have been.
Could have been the bad guy.
Right. Bad guy. Good.
Could have made it could have made national news.
We could have made the paper and could have made internet. It would have been great. But no, you had to keep it quiet. So, So I ran unopposed this past February was qualifying, and when we closed qualifying, I was the only one. So I'm in for 3 more years, and
that says something. I mean, that says something.
I'm forever grateful.
If people don't, step up and say, "Hey, I want to change the leadership," that says usually there's a statement behind that, and that people are liking what you're doing. And I've heard this from folks, and this isn't me just saying it. I've heard this from people, because you know me, I'll tell you.
Oh, I know. I know. I want you to.
But people said, I like Dayna because she hears me and she listens to me. And if I talk to Dayna about something, she finds out what's going on or how to get me an answer. And that's why I wanted to get you on here is, so you could help people understand, some of the good things that Alachua is doing in this crisis, and also to highlight a little bit about what, because people don't, the trash companies usually are not noticed. It just happens.
Correct.
It's just one of those things that happens
until
it doesn't happen. Yeah, if it doesn't happen,
until it does. Yeah,
until it doesn't. So that's why I wanted people to understand kind of a little bit behind that. And the same with the city. There's a lot of things the city does. A lot. And as you get more involved with it, you find out like, wow, there's a lot of infrastructure stuff and a lot of little things that are happening right now that we don't even know because you just kind of take advantage that it's just happening. So it's easier to complain about it. And so on the positive spin about it, I wanted people to understand and learn and, about what's going on. And I know on the website, there's some resources for the coronavirus stuff going on right now.
Yes. I'm telling you, our city staff, this was a labor of love. I can't even explain to people how much work our staff is putting in behind the scenes right now to keep the city going. I mean, I'm going to get to that in just a second.
Yeah, I just pulled the site up, but go ahead.
That's the homepage. But I mean, what we do, our city work can't stop. You still need water to go to your faucets. You still need sewage to come out. You still need power. I mean, there's a lot of things that still have to go on regardless of stay home order or not. I mean, and we are so fortunate that we have the leadership at City Hall that we do, and that, our city staff from top to bottom, including the police department, are committed to making sure that the city keeps running as normal as possible. We have not done any layoffs or furloughs, and we're continuing to provide all those services to the public. Yes, the employees that can work from home are working from home, but not all of our employees can. We have an entire police department that can't.
They still got to be around. Yeah,
right.
Everybody's got to be around.
Right.
We had I think they just recently cut some of the, and Gary's right. Me and Gary are thinking on the same. They just recently cut some fees on the electric. And,
yes,
and we have someone from Italy's even saying hi. I just saw them say hi on here. I mean, we're getting a worldwide audience here.
I love it. I know. That's fantastic.
And Kenny, there's Kenny.
I know Kenny. Kenny used to work for Waste Pro. Yep. Hi, Kenny. Thank you for watching. What was I saying? Oh, the work we do just can't stop. I mean, we just have to keep going. And some of the things have changed. We've kept our parks open, our neighborhood parks open, but I know everyone's probably seen the signs. We're saying it's open, but you can't get on the playground equipment right now because we're concerned about kids being too close. I mean,
so clarifying on that, because I was actually curious about that, because I have 2 little kids who love playgrounds, but we're keeping them in the pool and in our own background. So, but
okay, good. Okay.
If someone who say is in an apartment and their kids are bouncing off the walls and they need to get them to a city park, no getting on the equipment, but you can go to the park and run around.
Yes.
But we want to keep them off the equipment just because we don't want germs and stuff getting on the equipment.
Correct. And then of course social distancing,
Yep.
no groups bigger than 10, the usual, the guidelines that are being set down, from the state and the county. But we recognize you can go to Legacy Park. There's plenty of room to run around there if you need to run the kids around, but any of the neighborhood parks they can run around in. We're just trying to encourage people to just be really conscious of quantity of people that are out there, and then, like you said, the actual playground equipment right now. So
as we go into May, are we just kind of following what the state is mandating as far as shutting things down and just kind of keeping is kind of what we're looking to try to do at this point?
Yeah. Well, I would say I'm watching the county more close. I mean, obviously I'm watching the state, but I'm watching the county closely. I know they had a couple of days ago, they had their special commission meeting. And in fact, I couldn't watch it live. I'm in the middle of watching it recorded now. I know that right now, the city of Gainesville is having a COVID-19 meeting online. So I'm going to also watch that, because I know the city of Gainesville has gone to the county and said they want to have some unified messaging. So in saying that, the reason why I'm watching them is because whatever comes down from the county can potentially affect any of the municipalities in Alachua County.
So it's all kind of looped together there.
It's all kind of looped together. Now that there's a lot of things that if the state mandates, the county can't change. They can't not do. I mean, so yes, obviously we're watching the state, but if the county chooses to have restrictions on something that are maybe tighter than the state, I need to know about that. We need to know about that.
Yeah.
So
is there any special meetings or anything coming up that anybody needs to know about, like public meetings online? I know you're not going to have people in together, but any kind of Zoom meetings or anything that's coming up
for county?
For City of Alachua.
City of Alachua? Not right now. We canceled our meeting this past week. I hope and anticipate that we will have a meeting come May. Probably not virtual. We're fortunate enough to have a big enough chambers that we think that if the public comes, we can sit them social distancing if necessary. But we're also being very aware of what's being put on the agenda. If it can be put off, we are putting it off. But not everything can. I mean, it's kind of just a meeting by meeting decision that we're making. Trying to be very aware of sunshine law and be very aware of allowing the public to have their time to be able to speak on items. And if we don't think we can do that properly, we don't want to have a meeting. I'd rather put that item off until we know we're more comfortable in having the public be able to be a part of the discussion. So
yeah, unless it's something seriously pressing, then yeah, I get that.
Right.
You don't want to get into, looks like Chris wants to just put his toes in the sand, so we can maybe get dirt and we just put some sand out there on Main Street, and there you go. Have some people come out and just enjoy it. I get it though. I do. I am looking forward to finally being able to kind of get out there again. I mean, we did get out to the river, and there was like no one out there. So yeah, we went out to the river, and we were able to kind of and there was just no one out there. We went to a couple of the small springs off the side of the river and just enjoyed it. Let the kids have fun. So there's still things you can do. You just have to be aware. Right. Just don't go getting up on everybody. And I think everybody's being pretty good about being aware and
I agree.
And doing that. And I think I wanted to get on to the city website to show that there was some things that the city has put out there for folks to know about.
Yeah.
Right on the front page.
Yep. If you see all those buttons, I have to put my glasses on. I can't see. Yeah, you'll see.
It's so big on the screen when you're talking about
one of the things you'll see: message from our mayor, resident resources, business resources, COVID testing information. The one button I want to point out is the "How can I help others" button.
Okay.
Oh, so we have that too.
Yeah, we'll hit that. Okay, so if you want to get involved in trying to help others, you can hit this. and there's a little
Check
form
this
page
out.
here. You can
Yeah.
put your name, email, phone number, and how can you help, and submit that. So,
and there's ways you can help if you see.
yeah, so ways you can help is
Yeah.
sponsor a family in need by donating food and toiletry essentials, volunteer your time to help gather and distribute resources to families in need, donate money for families for utility assistance, and in any other way you can think of. So those are just some of the ideas. And so if you have ideas, share them. Get on here. If you think of anything other than that, get on there and try to get involved if you feel like you want to. You know, and some folks just kind of want to stay home and just stay away right now, which is helping in its own right.
That's right.
You know, so
that's right. Exactly.
And this is loading. Looks like it's still here loading. It was up.
It was there. Yeah.
It was there. That is basically what we saw a second ago was the here's a dashboard, the Florida COVID-19 dashboard.
Yeah, from the state of Florida. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, Waste Pro. You have the flyer. There's the flyer. So if you want to see the flyer that we were showing earlier, there it is on this website. And so it looks like 28,000 positive in Florida and non-Florida residents. So there's a little update for folks if you want to see that. So this is right on the City of Alachua's website. And also something that was pretty neat going on was the School Board of Alachua County is doing a school bus Wi-Fi for folks.
This is genius. I'm going to give the school board 9 kinds of credit for this. I had never heard of this before until they came up with it. And you pulling that up?
So I'm going to go here. So if you go to the main page, this is the main page, and this is where you get your cycle page. You go over to the right, and it says school bus Wi-Fi hotspots. You click on that, and it's going to pull up where these Wi-Fi hotspots are. And I guess within 150 to 200 feet from the school bus is a mobile Wi-Fi generator.
Yes.
And so can the kids get on the bus or no? Or just be around the bus? Or there's seating or what's going on with that? Do you know?
No, I think that, well, you know what? That's a good question. I don't think they can get on the bus. I think it's just, no, I don't think so. I think they're just using the buses as hotspots. And in Alachua, I mean, the list is on there, but I think it's, let's see, Merrillwood near the police annex, Alachua Villas.
Yeah, that's good.
Sherwood Oaks near Irby, and Alachua Hills are the 4 spots in our community. So.
Yeah, so Alachua, we have 4 spots in Alachua right here. So you just zoom in on the map, and you can see right where they are. Yeah, so there's one right behind my house. So I can shut down the internet and just jump on that. It's only for school stuff.
That's right. It's only for school stuff.
Only for listing. Yeah. But it's right here for folks to be able to find where they can go. It's right on the main page of the Alachua County School Board's website. So, which is sbac.edu. So you go there and you'll find it. And for the City of Alachua, I think it was cityofalachua.com is where you would go for that information.
Exactly.
So it's pretty good. This is that's a neat thing. That's a very neat thing. I'd heard really about that, and I thought that was a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Really helpful.
Rachel says cannot get on buses.
Thank you, Rachel.
Come on, Rachel. We want to get on the bus. No, I'm just kidding. So it makes sense. I mean, that wouldn't be very social distance. It's less social combining. Yeah, that's not. It wouldn't be a smart.
Exactly.
So and Chris had a response to our toes in the sand. He is ready. Okay, and I think I'm with him on. We should just get a big pile of sand and just dump it and just have fun.
Something by the time this is all done. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
One thing I got to tell you about. I'm sure this is happening in other communities, but we can only speak for our community. City of Alachua is called the Good Life Community for a reason, and the coming together that I have seen throughout the City of Alachua never ceases to amaze me. I mean, you have, what we were talking about, some of the things the city's doing. Our our Park and Rec has partnered with Food for Kids, which is Food for Kids is that organization that was doing the backpacks for kids. And now our Park and Rec is working with them so that that food doesn't go to waste. They're working on food distribution. We also have faith-based communities. St. Matthew's Baptist Church is still doing their weekly food distributions. You know, we've got civic organizations that have stepped up. I mean, and it's just amazing that, you know, voluntarily what we as Americans can do when we come together in a time of crisis. I mean, are there a lot of, is there a lot of division right now on the national level? Absolutely.
That's, you know what, when it gets to that, honestly, that's all to make money. The more they divide,
follow the money.
That's just making money.
Yeah.
When it comes to our local communities, what's really important, that's where it comes to where we all get together. Who cares about the politics behind it? Let's get together and work together. One thing I've seen is people sometimes people are just saying, you know, I'm going to go pick up food from one of the restaurants to help keep them moving and going because they can't operate right now. That's you know, so, and doing things like that, trying to, you know, highlight, and I'm going to be reaching out to several of our businesses to highlight them and bring them on this show to let people know how they're operating in this environment so they can still serve the community, because everyone here, that's the thing I love about Alachua. One is such a walkable community, which Gib always talks about it being a very walkable community, and I love that.
Mayor.
We can just walk everywhere. Give the mayor. That's
the mayor.
So we can walk everywhere we want to go.
Yeah.
And the neat thing about Alachua is it's a very high tech community and it's a very blue collar community. So we have both sides here. We have a rural area where we have a lot of farming. We have a lot of local food here is amazing. And then we also have biotech and tech with Tech City and Progress Park areas. We have such a variety there. And in our high schools, we've got a program where you can start getting into biotech early. And then there's a college right down the road here. You can jump with Santa Fe. You can jump in and expand that. And you just keep on going. And then you go right into a job across the street. So like for me, raising the kids here, because I'm kind of selfish with my kids. I don't want them to leave. I want them to stay here. So I want to grow this area in the high tech and the other industries. We got the distribution. So we've got all kinds of opportunities here. We've got rail. We've got highway. And so we've got everything we need infrastructure wise here to make something happen. And that's the thing on the city side. The city's doing a lot of internal infrastructure work to make sure that these larger companies want to come here and expand. And so we have larger companies. So with the larger companies, we'll also have the smaller businesses that can support the people working at the bigger companies. So we have small business and large business all working together, all generating. And this town can grow, but not too big.
I know.
We want to keep it,
I know.
Let's go to 15,000 or 20,000. That's about as far as we go. But
manageable.
We got a Publix. We have Hitchcock's. Then we have Hitchcock's and a Publix. So we're rocking and rolling.
That's
Hitchcock's is doing great. Man, you talk about when we talk about local. I love to hit Hitchcock's. I go over there. Their produce is awesome. I love their produce department. I could spend all day in there. And
their fried chicken.
Oh, man.
Sorry. I had to go there.
The fried catfish.
I had to go.
And the fried catfish. All right. Now we're going into a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
We can do that show live from Hitchcock's.
Right.
As we eat the fried chicken and the fried catfish right there. Man, it's one of the best deals around. So
Joe, I gotta tell you, we had the phrase we have GED to PhD right here in our town.
That's it. We do.
It's that GED to PhD, and from cradle all the way to high tech biotech jobs. I mean,
even Joe can get it. Even Joe can work in this town. That's how awesome it is. Yeah, even I can make a living here.
Right. I know. Amazing.
So yeah, this is an amazing town. That's why I chose to set up my business. My core business now is here. And I'm opening an office right in downtown. And that's because I believe in this town for what local leadership's doing with it. And what I see growth wise here. And also the community as a whole, and how the whole community as a whole works together. Everyone knows everybody. Everyone's
Yeah.
works together with
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
You know,
We
and
really
it's
do.
just really neat to see. I mean, even like what Mitch has done with Tech City, he's embraced Alachua, embraced
Yes.
it, and he's
Yes.
bringing in more jobs and more opportunities
Yep.
at all levels,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
doing a really neat development out there, and that is inspiring more to come. And so,
Right.
you know, it's just neat to see, and the city's embraced him, and the city's working to embrace everybody they can to coming in. And so,
Yeah.
it's just been fun. And I really wanted to bring you in to highlight what Waste Pro is doing, because I think there's so many people just don't understand what Waste Pros really does for the community, and also to highlight what's been going on with the city, because I know there's a lot that the city has been doing. Like Gary said, they cut that fee right off the utility bill. I just got my bill, and it was nice to have a little cheaper bill.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and plus all these other little things going on behind the scenes. So,
Exactly.
you know, and you're always available. People can connect with you.
I'm always available. Well, I'm always amazed when people tell me that how approachable I am. I'm like, that's my job. This is whether it's my Waste Pro hat or my city commissioner hat, I'm supposed to be available. This is my job. Yes. I mean, you can call me, email me, smoke signals. I mean, yes, I'm
3 a.m. in the morning, call Dayna.
I will tell you, I have gotten phone calls at 8 p.m. on a Friday night about garbage.
Hey,
I will answer.
I know. Here's the thing. I've seen this. Everyone, I've seen this. There was for two things. One, our trash can one time had the wheels fell off of it. Just fell off. It kind of fell apart. Finally, it had it. So I called Dayna. I said, "Hey, trash can, or just wanted to let you know that it was messed up." And probably 30, 40 minutes later, there's a truck out front putting a new trash can in, taking the old trash can away and repairing it and all that. Had another neighbor had a complained within our community page that their trash got missed. Just happened to happen. Sometimes it gets missed.
Yeah.
And so you're on the page, so you monitor these neighborhood sites, and you saw that. Guess what? Truck comes back through, picks it up. No phone call needed. so that I mean, that's the thing. Those are kind of the things that happen that I've seen that you've been able to do on a Waste Pro level and the city level. You know, there's been some things that I've asked you about on the city thing, and you found out the answers for me, and they've come, and it's just all about, approach you and let's talk about it. There's no need to get in the politics side. There's no reason to get, ridiculous about it. We all work together. We're in this community together.
We have to work together. Now, to Kenny.
You're paying a lot of money, I know.
I know, right? I know. Love you too, man. Love you too.
We love Kenny.
Two things about what you were saying. I mean, now I lost my train of thought. Kenny got me all distracted. What were we saying? Kenny. Yeah, good job. What did you say? Oh,
what I was saying now.
I don't know. I totally lost it. I was going to tell you something great.
It was about fixing things. We'll have to rewind it.
Yeah. Well,
too bad we're live.
Oh, you would probably know who said the quote. Something about the government closest to the people is.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'd have to look it up. But the government closest to the people is really the government that has the most effect on what happens, right? Yeah. So, and there's something to be said for our local elections not being partisan, right? We're nonpartisan. Yeah. Exactly. I didn't run party. I ran just Dayna.
No, exactly.
I mean, it's not a big secret where I lean, but when you get down to the local level, water and sewer don't care if you're a Republican
left or right.
Democrat. No. Yeah, who cares?
And you can lean left or right or middle or wherever. The big thing is if you're willing to listen. So let's say I'm if I'm leaning hard left.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that I can't hear what you have to say.
Exactly.
We can agree to disagree. Doesn't mean that I have to hate you.
Yeah. Right.
And I can, and same if I'm a hard right. And, I'm kind of a middle of the road kind of libertarian mindset. But
correct.
At the same time, I like to and that's always joke about, we vote, but we never win anything. So whatever, but
well, you don't, but yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the big thing for me is I've heard great ideas on the left. I've heard great ideas on the right. And it's a matter of just quit arguing about it, and let's just get together and make things happen for the community as a whole. When you sit there and constantly argue, you never get anywhere, because then it's just a power struggle.
In all these things that we've talked about today for the city of Alachua and all these positive things that are happening, this is not to say that, my head is in the sand and that I know that there aren't things we need to improve. It's like church. If it's a perfect church and you walk in, it's not perfect anymore. If it's a perfect city and you live there, it's not perfect anymore. I mean, yes, there's things that we need to improve on. Okay. But there's a lot of positive things, and there's a lot of people that are wanting to improve these things and take the city to the next level. I mean, I don't mind someone who disagrees with me. I mean, sometimes in those kind of conversations, you can come up with another idea that you didn't think of. So that's my thought process when I'm talking to people. It doesn't matter what political side you come from. I'm going to listen. And, if you have a better idea, great.
You've been a good example of listening, and that's where I think why people identify with you so well and why people like you so much is that you do a good job of listening. You'll shut up and listen. You'll just listen and hear what they have to say. You're not going to start just spouting off on your talking points.
Right.
And so that I feel has been a really big piece of why people have really identified with you and really like working with you. And I like everyone, our leadership in Alachua, because I've been able to, everybody's been very approachable. Yeah. I know when I was president of the chamber, I could call Adam Bakari at any time, the city manager, and get a meeting to be able to talk about things at any moment. Right. But even if I wasn't the president of the chamber, I could still get answers and get communication from folks to be able to get things done. It's how you approach it. And so they got a real can-do mindset. And that's the thing I just love about our community. And that's why Crystal and I have just set our roots here. I was born and raised in Gainesville, so I didn't go very far, but I came up here, and I have been like, I just absolutely love it. And the beauty of this town too, if I have to go to Gainesville, which I try not to, but if I have to, I can hit the interstate or 441 and I'm there in no time, but my goal is just to get us to grow to the point to where, once we have the racing go-kart track here.
Oh, right. Of course.
Then, which will be on my proposal to the city soon.
Okay, great.
Then we are good. Cause we have that big place where Walmart was going to come and they decided not to come. Perfect. Right on the interstate. It'll bring in business. Yeah. It'll bring everything.
Tourism.
It's huge tourism. Huge.
Right.
Massive.
Right.
I guarantee it. Just build it. Just trust me. Just build
it. They will come.
Just build it. Yeah. And let me race on it. If it doesn't work out, oh well, but we'll have the track,
But at least you'll have the track for Joe.
Have the track. It'll be there, so.
Right.
We
can name it after you.
That's even better. I like that.
The Hancock racetrack.
Yeah. All about that. So, and I'll even donate, carts that'll be ready. Crystal will be happy to I got 9 racing go-karts. We could put them there.
You have 9 of them?
I have 9. Yeah. It's a sickness. It's not a good thing. But yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Joe.
I know.
You're hot.
But
you're so lucky.
But that's
Crystal.
a whole nother show. Yeah,
that's a whole nother show.
She's been doing good keeping the kids outside. They've been trying to break through the door here. They're saying, so she's like, get him. So, but hey, maybe we've been on this thing for 54 minutes, and we haven't had any hate mail yet. No one's
not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Trust me, it's coming. But not yet.
No, this has been good. And see, Kenny, this is why I like Kenny.
Hancock Raceway. See, that's right.
See. This is good. You know.
Are you able to tell how many people are watching? Because I can't on my side.
4,400,000.
Stop it. Stop.
5 million now. So
no, there's 5 people watching. Right?
5 million. That is just a number. So this will circulate through the world.
Yes,
we did.
I
mean, we did have someone from Italy earlier.
You did. That was amazing.
So, and he mentioned that they're in forced lockdown still over there. He put on there as well on there. Here's his.
Oh. Yep. I see it.
So it's still a very serious situation, and that's why I like that the city is taking it serious and they're doing a good job and keeping things going. And again, I wanted to highlight what you've been doing and what Waste Pro has been doing, and let people understand that this person that I see at every single event, how she has gotten there and what she's done. And if you want to be like Dayna, then it means you're not going to sleep and you're going to be constantly going. Yes. And you're going to be donating to this and donating to that, and you won't have any money left.
Donate money and time, and no. But you know what?
And I want to mention one more thing real quick. I hate to cut you off, but this one before I slipped out of my.
Yeah.
If you want one of the best Philly cheesesteaks around, Big Mills.
Yes.
Your husband owns Big Mills.
Yes.
I want to put a plug out for this because Big Mills. Okay. How can I get me some Big Mills right now if I wanted it?
You're going to have to drive to Gainesville.
Okay.
Or, you have to drive because we're still doing Big Mills Cheesesteaks is still doing pickup and delivery. But unfortunately, the delivery services in Gainesville don't come out to Alachua. So that's the catch is you'd have to go to Gainesville. So Big Mills is at 2111.
It's worth the drive. Okay, it's worth the drive. By the way, go ahead. You were about to say where it was when I cut you off.
2111. It's okay. Northwest 13th Street. It is right next door to Adam's Ribs.
Right next door to Adam's Ribs.
Yes.
Big Mills cheesesteaks is good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
And there's cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, Polish sausage, meatball subs, sandwich of the month, milkshakes, whatever. You name it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And when you can finally open up again, you got to go inside there because the baseball theme is amazing in there.
Yeah. That's Keith. That's all Keith because he's from Chicago area. Well, he grew up in Indiana, but
when you go in there, it's so cool. When I walked in there, I was like, wow. And my son loves baseball, and he just was flipped over it. He thought it was the coolest thing. So that was awesome.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
All right, so we're rolling up on an hour. So I'm gonna let you go because I know you got to work, and I've got several loans to put in this afternoon. But because people are they're still buying houses. The realtors are still showing houses. So things are still happening.
I think it's great.
So business is still rolling.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate
wanted to have you on. We had some good interaction today, and I think the information you shared about what the city's doing, and there's a lot of positive going on in this city, and I'm happy to see that you've been so involved. And next election, I'll run against you just to do it.
Okay.
So everyone will, I'll be like the bad guy, and we gotta have we gotta have that. So
we'll have controversy and drama, and
it just doesn't feel. We'll make it more national. What we could do is like even be on there and talk over each other and all that kind of stuff.
Good.
And
That's
never,
good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
No, but like I said, it says worlds. I mean, when no one comes out to run and you run again, you've been doing a great job, and I hear it all the time. So,
Thank you.
You've done great. So,
thank you.
So anyway, everyone, this Dayna, if you need to get a hold of Dayna, is there any particular way to get a hold of you through for the city?
They can go through my city email. I have a cell phone. I don't mind giving that out. It's 352-562-6005. They can, leave a voicemail, text me, or city email is what I would recommend to use. So
city email for the city, and same with Waste Pro. They can hit you on the cell phone if they need you for anything there.
That's a different number.
Okay. Then we'll let that go.
I have 2 cell phones. So
so you're like this.
Mm-hmm. So I have my work cell phone. If you have a Waste Pro question or concern, so that email is dmiller@wasteprousa.com, and that phone number is 386-206-6666. 6061. And hello, Mayor.
And the mayor is watching. The mayor's watching.
Nice.
He says, "Go Big Mills." Gibby is watching.
Go Big Mills, not go Dayna, but go Big Mills. The food.
Oh, he knows where it's at.
He knows. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, we're counting down to our hour, and but I appreciate you coming on the show, and I think we got a lot of good information out for the community.
Good.
If anyone wants to be on, send me a message through Facebook, and I'll get you on the show. I want to highlight local businesses here. I want to get you on the show. I want to tell everyone your story. I want to tell what's going on with your business. So send me a message. I want to get you on as soon as possible. And other than that, Dayna, you have any last thoughts?
Just, keep paying attention to state and local directives. Use common sense, please. It may not be, you're not the one that's going to catch the virus because you aren't in the target category, but let's just be respectful of the ones that are, and we'll all get through this together. We're going to get through this together.
We will. We are a community. We're a community in a community that's one, and this is a good thing.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Dayna.
Thanks for letting me get the word out. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on and putting up with me, and always putting up with me.
Yes, always.
Always. So
always, Joe.
If everyone just knew.
I have no idea. None.
All right. Well, see you later, Dayna, and bye, everybody. And thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
And I'll be on tomorrow with a great guest, Brian.
Taking control of our money.
Taking control. I know. I had to see. Dayna watches that. I had it worded wrong. It said taking control of your finances. Is actually what I meant is how to take control of your finances. I got Brian View is an awesome guy. He's going to be on. He's running a company called FinLocker, and I'm actually going to be giving this tool to all of my clients, and I'm going to show you why, because it's a great tool to take control of your own finances, not for me to take control of your finances. So it did get reworded. See, Dayna's always watching out. So, all right. See you, everybody. Talk to you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.